Now, the International Committee of the Red Cross says its offices in Gaza have been damaged by shelling, which killed 22 people who'd sought shelter around its compound. It said all parties had an obligation to take precautions to avoid harm to civilians and humanitarian facilities. The ICRC did not say who had carried out the attacks, adding that it was the most recent incident to have endangered civilian lives. An Israel Defence Forces spokesman told the BBC that initial inquiries suggested there was no indication that it had carried out a strike in the area, but added that the incident was under review. Well, that raid comes as a simmering conflict between Israel and the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah risks turning into a wider regional war. The two sides have exchanged fire across the Lebanon-Israel border in recent weeks. Hezbollah says it's fighting Israel to support Hamas in Gaza. Israel's military said that operational plans for an offensive in Lebanon had been approved and validated. Our Middle East correspondent Lucy Williamson has been to the Israeli side of the border this week and sent this report.
War empties neighbourhoods. Here on Israel's northern border, many say war is also the way to get residents back.
Were you hurt?
Yes, here, I stand here.
David has refused to leave, even when rockets landed right in front of his house a few weeks ago. Shrapnel slicing through the walls,
The wall?
missing him by inches. It's made him even more determined to stay.
Every day, every night, bomb, problem. And I born here. What I say? Look, Hezbollah, kill Hezbollah. If you live here one night, you go crazy. Very, very strong, very problem. Bombs, rockets. Why?
Rockets hit Kiryat Shmona every week. This slipped past Israel's defences last Friday, hitting a street outside the mayor's office. The US is pushing hard for a diplomatic solution here, but the mayor says full-scale war is the only way out.
Sitting here like lambs to slaughter, just waiting for the day they attack us like we saw in the south, it's unacceptable. And everyone understands the choice is between war now or war later. I don't think there's any country in the world that would accept daily fire against its citizens.
Israel has been striking back across the border and talking up preparations for a full-scale offensive against Hezbollah. Hezbollah has vowed that nowhere in Israel would be spared. Tough talk is part of both sides' strategy of deterrence, but it can also spotlight the path to war.
Look like a missile. I don't know, it looks like they shot it.
Tom was out when a Hezbollah rocket hit his house in Kibbutz Malkiah, right on the border.
Look what one rocket can do to a house. Everything ruined. It's crazy, no?
He says Israel's leadership has failed.
They lost it. They need to quit, all of them. Yeah? The biggest failure of our army and our country was in the 7th of October, and they were the leaders.
There's growing pressure in Israel for a ceasefire in Gaza. That would likely calm tensions in the north as well. But Israel's Prime Minister is keeping both conflicts going, mortgaged by his promise to far-right government allies to destroy Hamas before ending the Gaza war. Playing for time is his specialty. But the longer this conflict goes on, the more it turns into playing with fire. Lucy Williamson, BBC News, the Israel-Lebanon border.